Swing from a web. Take a look overhead. Look out. Here comes the Spider-Man Center. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and welcome back to another CoolFigurez Toy News Toy Talk podcast, and it is episode 6. I am dubbing it the toy photography episode because, yes, during the second half of this episode, we are going to go over some toy photography stuff, so stay tuned for that. But of course, first we have to get through this week's haul as well as this week's toy news. But before all that, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. I upload new content constantly throughout the week, so make sure you hit that bell icon so you stay notified when I do upload new videos. And if you guys want to support the channel in any way, all I ask you guys watch my videos from start to finish, as well as going ahead and checking out my Amazon affiliate links down below. It really helps the channel out, and going ahead and hitting that like button. That way I know you guys are enjoying the content that I put out. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is a very small goal of mine to reach at least one new subscriber per new video that I put out, so please be my one new subscriber for this video. Thank you so much in advance. As always, the information on this channel is intended for adult collectors. And before we get started, guys, I just want to say thank you so much to this channel sponsor, VRare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, and Pokemon card needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. VRare Store, check them out, guys. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right on into this week's toy haul. And man, I know it doesn't look like much, but as if you guys know Mezco, you know it definitely is. So I started off the week by going ahead and picking up another Mezcon box set from actually last year. And like I said in last week's episode, guys, do not overpay for your Mezco figures. You know, I know a lot of them are overpriced. You know, they're asking for a lot of money, but if you really pay attention, a lot of those high-priced Mezco figures tend to stay on eBay for a long time, and they don't sell. So, you know, there are people that will pop ones on there at cheaper prices, so be on the lookout for that. There will be sellers on there that are looking to sell at a cheaper rate but are willing to, you know, advertise at a higher rate, but they're always probably open to somebody messaging them and seeing if they're willing to offer them a little bit less. And I'm sure they'll offer you a deal considering how long it's been on eBay and whatnot. So I went ahead and picked this one up for basically retail. The guy said he paid $200 shipping and tax on this whole thing. I paid $210, and then with tax and everything, it came out to $230. So not too much of an increase of a cost in terms of what this box is going for, because if you look at all the other listings on eBay, it's going for $250 plus, which $250 isn't too much of an increase, but that's like very far and few. There's maybe one or two at that price point. But a lot of them were actually $300, $400. So you gotta, like I said, the deals are out there. You just have to be patient. You just have to know where to look. And like I said, be willing to message the seller. You know, the worst they can say is no. The best they can say is yes, I can give you this much off. So always take that chance. So as you can see, I have all its contents outside of the box right here. Of course, it comes with a Mezco Gomez. This is the Clan of the Golden Dragon Gomez. He has one of his alternate heads on right here. He, of course, comes with a little Mezit. And this one actually comes with a little mini grub right here. It's really cool. So this review will most likely be up on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, if I can remember my scheduling correctly. He also comes with this really cool nifty sticker. This is really cool. It's basically the same sticker that they have on the side of the box right there, but it's still really cool in my opinion. I don't think I'll stick it anywhere, but I'll probably hang it up somewhere somehow. The box set does, of course, come with this nice Rumble Society Pink Skulls t-shirt. I'll show it right here. It is a size XL. I personally don't wear too many t-shirts, as you guys can probably tell through these episodes, and the t-shirts I do wear are through brands that I'm associated with in fitness and whatnot. So I probably am going to be putting this t-shirt up for sale. If someone's interested, DM me on Instagram at CoolFigurez, and you know, we can talk stuff out and whatnot. So he does also come with this 2020 Mezco Con badge. So if I ever get a time machine, I can go back, stop COVID, and go to Mezcon for free apparently. But you do get another sticker and another little patch in there as well. This is where the Mezit was. I'll go more in depth in all of this in my review of this figure. Obviously, I'm just kind of showing you guys what's in the box and whatnot. He, of course, comes with a little enamel pin right here with little Mezco Gomez with the mask on in 2020 on the mask. So, so you can remember that's, that year apparently. And of course, he comes with the figure right here, which comes not only with the figure and accessories, but a whole second set of accessories and whatnot. And then the third insert in here comes with the base, a few soft goods, the backpack and the side pouch right there, as well as the base. I already said that, and a smoke effect. So he comes with a lot of cool stuff, especially since he's like a ninja and whatnot. So really cool. I have already enjoyed taking pics of him so much. I have currently actually started a weekly, daily Mezco Gomez versus Mezco storyline on my Instagram at Ep.6 by CoolFigurez. If you want to see the behind the scenes, you can check it out. I'll link it up above here. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'll be posting a new picture every day on my Ep.6 by CoolFigurez page pertaining to this story arc with the little background on the caption and whatnot, all leading up to stuff and whatnot. I don't know how long I'm going to run it for. It's basically going to be fluid. I'm going to let the story play out. I'm going to let it go and let it wrap up when it feels about right to wrap up. So if you guys want to check that out, if you guys are interested in that, like I said, it will be linked up above. So yeah, so with that being said, I also picked up this Mezco Daredevil from Netflix, not the comic accurate suit, which is really nice, and I would love to pick that up, especially with the battle damage head. But he is going for about 140, and I'm not looking to spend that kind of money on him right now. Although I do know somebody that I bought previously a used Mezco figure that was in really good condition, so I may hit him up once payday rolls around. But I did pick up this Marvel, not Marvel, but well, it is Marvel, but it's the Netflix Daredevil right here, and I actually picked him up on OfferUp for $60 brand new, guys. Like I said, the deals are out there to be had with Mezco figures. You just have to be patient and know where to look. I get a lot of deals on OfferUp, guys. Check your local OfferUp listings. A lot of people are trying to just move stuff, so you can really get some nice deals there. Last but not least, I definitely had to get a Joker for all my Batman. So I picked this guy up for retail off a Big Bad Toy Store. He's still in stock there, $4 shipping, so definitely a good deal. So a great figure to have. I definitely been wanting a Mezco Joker. Even though I got the Gotham by Gaslight Joker, he's a very niche Joker, and you can't really use him with every Batman in every scenario, whereas this one's more of a modern take, and you can use him a lot more fluidly and frequently in other photos and whatnot. Not that I'm not going to use the other one and stuff. I'm actually going to be more focusing on Mezco photos on my Epic Shots by CoolFigurez page, and keeping CoolFigurez as just my review page and whatnot, and using doing different photos with all the toys I get and whatnot. But like I said, I really have been diving really deep into Mezco lately because I absolutely love them. They're basically like little miniature hot toys that fit your 1/12 scale diorama, so it's really cool. You can pose them up really good, really accurate to their representation in comics and movies and whatnot, so that's really cool. I'm just really sad that this didn't come with a unmasked bloody Matt Murdock head. I think that's a missed opportunity right there, but it is what it is. They probably couldn't get his likeness right, so they just did the two heads, although this is a battle damaged head, so you do get a battle damaged head, just not a Matt Murdock battle damaged head. So last but not least, we of course got the Macfarlane Justice League Batman. Now, if you've watched my reviews on the Macfarlane Justice League figures that I do have, I only have the Cyborg, the Flash, and the two Superman figures because I have the Mezco figures of all the other ones. So if you've been following my page for a while, you probably know that I've been trying to collect all the Zack Snyder Justice League in Mezco form, and I do have the majority of them, and I'm waiting for the pre-order of the 3-pack of Batman, Superman, and Flash to come in later in 2022. It says February 2022, but we all know Mezco, they'll release it whenever they feel like it. So we'll see when we get it. I'm looking up at my display right here. So I already had Aquaman. I already have Green Lantern, Wonder Woman. I have a Batman standing in. So I wasn't too keen on collecting this Batman until I saw someone do this. Because I personally hate this Batman. Not the suit itself, but the cowl. I mean, look at this thing. Whose idea was it to put sunglasses on a vigilante that fights at night? Like, seriously, I mean, this literally looks like Owlman's cowl from Watchmen, and and it makes sense because Zack Snyder worked on both films, so I see the connection. But I absolutely hate this cowl. It's trash. Never want to see it again in my life. It's never going to go on this Batman head ever, or this Batman body ever again. It's going to stick with this Bruce Wayne head. Unfortunately, when I popped that head off, the dumbbell joint underneath stuck under that head, so I'm going to have to put it into some hot water, get some needle nose pliers, and try to pull it out, pop it in back here, and put his head on. But he does sit nicely right here, and with him being just, a head swap like that, he's not going to be used to be posed up too dynamically and whatnot, and you do get some nice, variation. His head does stay, so it's, as long as you just display him. This is the Mezco Sovereign Knight Bruce Wayne head. I do have the Dark Knight Return, or the Supreme Knight PX exclusive, and the regular Supreme Knight head as well for Bruce Wayne, but they look a little too old. This one looks a little more closer to Ben Affleck, if I do say so myself. I'll put a picture up here of, or not here, but here, of Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne right here to see with me. Let me know in the comments down below. Oh, there's actually one other thing that comes in this box that I totally forgot to mention because it's in another box. So, whoops, let me move my stuff. So you do also get, which I think is really cool, but I will let that be decided by you guys, and you guys will see what I mean in a second, if I could ever get this box open. Oh, my dumbass was opening it the wrong way. That's how smart I am, guys. Stay in school, kids, even though I did too, and that's what I still did. It does come with a 5-point articulated Gomez, so this is really cool. It comes with a boombox, a sword, I believe a pea shooter, and a hoverboard. So this is really cool. It's still packaged up in package, and what I mean by I'll let you guys decide if this is cool or not is, should I keep this or put this up for sale? Like I said, I'm not an inbox collector. I'm not a little retro collector, but I wouldn't mind putting this guy right here on my table for the weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast. But I'll let you guys decide. Should I open it or should I keep it sealed and sell it to somebody that wants it? I'm not going to overcharge for it. I think they're going for like anywhere from like $25 to $40 on eBay. So if anything, I'd probably just price it at $30. If someone offers me $20 to $25, I'd probably be like sold. But I'll let you guys decide. Vote down in the comments below. Should I keep this open, or I mean, should I keep this closed and sell it, or open it up here? I will. If you guys vote to open it up, I will open it up on camera here for you guys, and we will pose them up and display them. So let me know in the comments below. So that basically wraps up this week's toy haul, guys. So with that being said, what about that Spidey trailer, guys? Did you guys get to see it? Of course you guys did. It's one of the most seen trailers on YouTube. Well, not one of. It is the most viewed trailer on YouTube at this point in like a 24-hour span. It actually beat out Avengers Endgame. So what did you guys think? I absolutely love it. I love that they're bringing Alfred Molina's back and Willem Dafoe. Oh, when I heard that goblin laugh and I saw that pumpkin bomb, guys, I got chills. I got tears in my eyes. I got tears in my eyes right now thinking about Willem Dafoe being the Green Goblin. So a lot of great stuff to be had in that movie. What do you guys think? What are your guys' theories? Do you guys think we're going to see Andrew and Toby in this film? I personally did not enjoy Andrew Garfield's take as Spider-Man. I thought he was too cool of a Spider-Man. He was able to skate. He got the girl easily. He dressed really cool, whereas Tobey Maguire really fit that nerdy persona. Now, he definitely didn't fit that age demographic, but I feel like he fit the Peter Parker persona a little bit better, where people really didn't pay attention to him and really didn't have a reason to pay attention to him. Whereas Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I feel like if he walked into any high school, everybody would be looking at him and, he'd be a popular person, unlike Peter Parker in the comics and stuff. So I never liked Andrew Garfield's portrayal. So I'm really hoping we get Toby, and I guess if we have to get Andrew with him, I'll stomach it. But if we only get Andrew and we get no Toby, I'm going to be pretty pissed. But if we get no Toby and no Andrew, I'll still be okay with it because it makes sense, guys. This movie is so jam-packed that I feel like they're not going to do them justice. You know what I mean? Like, if it's so jam-packed with so much stuff, and I don't want it just to be a quick 20-minute cameo. Like, if these guys come back, they should be a part of the whole film, the whole journey and whatnot. But I feel like they're only a part of the last 20 minutes if they are to be included. or maybe Marvel pulled some trickery and CGI'd them out of the trailer when they're technically in most of it. So we'll have to wait till Christmas to see. But let me know down in the comments below, what did you guys think of the Spider-Man trailer? Are you excited? What are your guys' theories? Let me know down below. But that perfectly segues us into this week's toy news, because we are going to be talking about the new Spider-Man wave from, of course, Hasbro and Marvel Legends. So that whole wave is up for pre-order now, and as I stated at the beginning, I do have Amazon affiliate links, so all these figures will be linked below. Most of these figures you can get on Amazon, so if you can get them on Amazon, they will be linked in the link below. All you have to do is click the link. It will take you to my Amazon affiliate link tree, and I'll have all my links there, so you can find everything that you would like to buy. So with this wave, we are getting a black and gold Spidey that we've obviously seen leaks, plenty of leaks for, since, you know, the Spider-Man hype has been pretty big and whatnot. So we're going to get that suit version of Spider-Man. We're of course going to get a regular version of Spider-Man, but the Walmart exclusive is going to have an alternate Peter Parker head with Tom Holland's likeness. So of course you have to go to Walmart for that guy. We are going to get a 90s comic Shriek. So for those of you that have been wanting a 90s comic Shriek, she is finally coming to your collection. And one that I am really excited for is, of course, J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson. Now, I still have my 2000 Sam Raimi, J. Jonah Jameson action figure. So I think I have to pick this one up for sure, just to, you know, display them side by side and, you know, show a little comparison. And maybe I'll do a comparison video of the two. So the next one is, of course, Doctor Strange, who is, of course, playing a pivotal role in the new Spider-Man movie. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's actually Doctor Strange, or are you guys starting to believe in those Mephisto theories? Because they're starting to get a little too strong for me to not believe. But I'm still holding on that it's Doctor Strange, and you know, it's going to be actual Doctor Strange in there and not Mephisto or Dark Doctor Strange, you know, as people are theorizing as well. Next up, we are going to be getting a Moorland. Now, I have no idea who this guy is, I will admit, but looks cool. And if you're trying to build a figure, of course, you're going to have to get the whole wave. But if you guys know who Moorland is, let me know down in the comments below. And last but definitely not least, we, of course, get a Miles Morales. Does that mean Miles is going to be in the movie? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. So if you get the whole wave, you of course build Marvel's Armadillo. Now this guy is definitely a massive figure, definitely worthy of a Build-A-Figure release. I once again have no attachment, no knowledge of who this figure is or who this character is. So let me know down in the comments below if you do know who he is and what he's done in the Marvel Universe. So that basically wraps up, except for one other thing. They are releasing the Spider-Man Iron Spider helmet from the Infinity Saga series as a full prop replica. So that is really cool. I already have my pre-order in for that because I have the web shooters from the Disney parks, so I'm definitely going to be displaying that helmet right behind them. So all those will be linked in my Amazon affiliate link. So if you're going to pre-order them, please, I would ask that you buy from that. It's not my store, it's just through Amazon, and you know, it's kind of like helping out a small business. I know there's plenty of other channels out there that do the same and are really big and whatnot, but see, think of me as like a small business versus a bigger store. You know, I am a small growing channel and anything helps, so I would appreciate if you're going to pre-order this wave, please use my Amazon affiliate links down below. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on over to Macfarlane, guys. They didn't have too much to announce, but they do have a few things. So first and foremost, if you are looking for the new Dr. Fate Macfarlane action figure, once again, he will be found linked down below in my Amazon affiliate links. Here is a picture of him now, and if you're looking for the Macfarlane Hot Pursuit Flash, he will also be linked in my Amazon affiliate links down below. So next up, they did but they did release and solicit orders for the black suit animated Superman and the animated Flash from the old DCAU from the early thousands. Here's the black suit Batman, black suit Superman, and here's the animated Flash. So both of those will, of course, be linked in my Amazon affiliate links below. And they, of course, released in their PX exclusive previews, they showed off two new figures, a Batman and a Superman from DC Rebirth. The DC Rebirth, for me, is a pass. It looks like a very poorly executed figure. It looks like a very rushed figure. And I personally don't need too many Supermans in my collection. I'm pretty happy with the amount I have. I have black suited Henry Cavill. I have the blue and red suit Henry Cavill. And I also have the one that came with the Devastator. So I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, and also the Dark Knight Metal Batman, Superman to, build Darkfather. So I'm good on Superman. But if that's your guy, well then, he's up for pre-order now. And like I said, he will be linked down in my Amazon affiliate links below. So the last thing that they did show off, and it was technically 2 figures, but it's the same one. They have shown off Hazmat suit Batman. Now the reason I say it is technically 2 figures is because the Target exclusive will have a light up bat symbol on its chest, but you will be paying for it, as that one will cost you $24.99, while the regular version will only cost you $19.99 as a standard Macfarlane DC Multiverse version price. So let me know down in the comments below, which version are you going for? I personally am kind of thinking I might go with the basic version if my assumptions of the light up version are correct, and that is that it is slightly thicker and fatter due to the light up effects than the other version, than the regular version, because in the promo pics it looks that way, but I have to see it in person to fully confirm it or not. But let's be honest, I'll probably end up getting both. Although if I had to pick one right here, right now, I'd go for the light up one. I mean, I've already paid $24.99 for figures. I don't want, like I said, the Superman from Death Metal, the Wonder Woman from Death Metal. So paying $24.99 for a Batman with a light up chest function would be pretty cool and be worth it to me, especially with all my different Batmans up there. To have one stand out and be different in that way would definitely be a plus and positive for me. So that is all the Macfarlane news for this week. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Neca. Neca has officially shown off their Halloween Kills Michael Myers Ultimate. This guy comes with a severed fingered hand, bloody skeleton mask from Halloween 3. So that is really cool that they are now incorporating even accessories from that. Basically meaning that Halloween 3 is a part of this new Halloween timeline, which makes sense because Halloween 3 doesn't even include Michael Myers, so it could potentially still fit in this alternate timeline that they've now created with the new Halloween films, since it doesn't really truly interact with that Michael Myers storyline. So I think that's why they've kept those parts of the Halloween, history in this new timeline. So yeah, guys, that's really cool. He of course comes with a, like I said, a bloody skeleton mask. He comes with a broken and bloody fluorescent light bulb, which he cracks and uses to drive through an old lady, unfortunately, in the trailer. So yeah, he comes with that, and of course he comes with the halogen bar, which the firefighters use to try to save him from the burning Strode house, because they think he needs help, when he, of course, he does not. So they did also announce 2 new alien figures, the Alien Cougar and the Alien Panther. So both of those are throwbacks to the Kenner line, which expand on the Alien universe. They aren't necessarily aliens in the movies, but apparently they're expanded universe characters, probably from the comics, much like the Alien Snake is. So yeah, guys, and if you haven't already known, NECA has recently partnered up with Ruby's Costumes, and they recently announced 4 new masks: Tusken Raider, Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, and I'm completely forgetting the 4th one right now, but they are offering new Halloween masks, so go ahead and check them out if that's what you're interested in as well. Their new replica side art, pretty pricey, guys. Like, I have to admit, I think it's like $500 for a helmet, $400, $600 for a helmet. It's pretty outrageously priced, but I'm sure they're selling a bunch as it is already, because they are, high quality and very close to the movie or TV show. So yeah, guys, moving on to Jazzwares, they have solicited and have already been found in stores the new Wave 3 Master Chief. In fact, my friend actually texted me today that he found it, and he sent me a pic and asked me if I still wanted it, because we were talking about it the other day. I had to pass on it. I already have a Master Chief from Wave 1 and 2, so I'm really waiting for the other ones. It seems like they're going to be on pegs for a while, so I can wait on picking up another Master Chief for a bit, but I am looking forward to the rest of Wave 3 to come out, and I will pick those up as soon as I find them. So yeah, guys, this Master Chief comes with a grapple and the assault rifle that the MK5 came, or MK6 came with in Wave 1. So a little different, and he is more weathered than the first two Master Chief, which were basically the same figure, just a little tighter on the joints in Wave 2 than Wave 1. So yeah, guys, and now for another brand that I have never talked about and I never thought I would talk about, but this new image and figure just caught my attention because I know Hasbro's gonna fuck up the Black Series version, and I kind of want a really good version of this figure, and that is of course the SH Figuarts Armored Boba Fett. Look at this thing. You cannot tell me this thing does not look badass. And what I mean by Hasbro's gonna fuck it up is, all this cloth goodness right here is gonna be plastic when Hasbro gives us this figure. So I am definitely looking at potentially picking up this SH Figuarts Armored Boba Fett because it does look amazing. I unfortunately forgot to look up the date when it's going to be released, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be released next year, most likely. Most of these figures are going to be released next year. Well, not most of them, because I'm telling you, Halloween Kills and Jazzwares are already being found. But this figure, I believe, is going to be released next year in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Another brand that I never thought I'd be talking about and wanting to buy is Mafex. They announced their Hush Stealth Jumper Batman, and this thing looks bad freaking ass. And of course, since it's a Batman, I definitely am looking at it and wanting it. I've never wanted a Mafex because I've heard of the QC issues, and especially in the cape right here, in the back cape. So I've never really wanted one, but seeing this new Mafex Stealth Jumper Batman has really changed my mind, and I think I'm gonna pick that up. So yeah, that is basically it. Another thing that happened yesterday on Thursday was, I don't know if it was a glitch or if it was just a surprise flash deal, but the new Baroness from the G.I. Joe classified Snake Eyes movie line did go up for $5 on GameStop, and I did have her in my cart for a while, and I started getting busy and I forgot about her. I went back to check her out, and everything was of course sold out. So I missed my opportunity to get a $5 Baroness. Roast me in the chat below. So yeah, I talk about deals all the time, and I totally fucked that one up. So anyways, guys, next up, we are going to talk about Super 7. Just today, this morning, on Friday, they did tease Ultimate SpongeBob figures. What do you guys think? I personally grew up with SpongeBob. I'm a 97 kid, so I grew up watching SpongeBob all throughout my adolescence and whatnot. It did get stale at a point. After a certain point, the jokes and everything kind of got redundant and whatnot, but the prime early SpongeBob is amazing. However, I do not feel like I need a whole toy line for it, especially a $55 ultimate toy line wave for it. But what do you guys think? Do you think we need a SpongeBob wave? And do you guys think we need an ultimate SpongeBob toy wave? Let me know in the comments below. So last but certainly not least, let's talk Mezco toys. They did only have one reveal this week, and it is of course the alien Xenomorph. I personally will not be picking this up. I feel like it's the same as the Neca Xenomorph, and you pretty much get the same accessories minus the interchangeable tongues, the closed egg, and I believe the burst chest piece. But with the NECA release and with the Mezco release, you get the chest burster, you get the face hugger, and you get an open egg. And so you basically get the same stuff for a cheaper price point. And with it being an alien, it doesn't need to have really good looking skin, I mean, this new Mezco alien does have a seamless body, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna look freaking amazing. But the NECA one still looks really good, especially with the glossy plastic paint look to it, especially since those aliens do kind of look a little glossy and moist and wet and whatnot in the movie. So I feel like the NECA representation is a little better, and the hard plastic does play to those strengths just a little bit more versus the Mezco soft, tangible, movable, pliable overlay of plastic. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to be picking up the Mezco Xenomorph in the comments below? So that is all the toy news of this week. Let me just go ahead and take a look at my notes so that I can make sure I didn't miss anything, because I did jump around. I didn't go in order because, I felt like certain things fit better in other places. But yeah, taking a look, it looks like that is basically it for this week's Toy News Toy Talk podcast, Toy News. So with that being said, guys, please stick around for part 2 of this week's Toy News Toy Talk podcast, where we are going to be talking a little toy photography. And don't forget, most of these figures will be linked down below in my Amazon affiliate link. So if you're interested in any of them, please check them out below, and please help support this channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next segment. Alright guys, welcome to part 2 of this week's CoolFigurez Toy News Toy Talk podcast. And like I said in my first episode and introduction trailer to this podcast, I do want to talk a little toy photography. Well, as you can see, a lot of toy photography, specifically today, where I'm going to go over some of my dioramas, some of the stuff I use to set the atmosphere and setting of my photos, as well as, figures and anything else that I find that I use that I find would be beneficial to you to use as well. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the most important thing, not the dioramas, and not even the figures, guys, because everybody's got figures, but the lighting. So, everybody needs to know this about toy photography. You need good lighting, guys, and it doesn't have to be expensive, high-end lighting. You can go to Target, you can go to the Dollar Tree, Walmart. They have little $5 ring lights, $10 ring lights, even just little, lamps for desks. Whatever you can get your hands on for cheap, that is acceptable. Just know that lighting is key to great toy photography. And so, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what exactly it is I use. So the first one being this Ulanzi U Brite Cube, and as you can see, it is a cube, and it is really good because it goes pretty bright, and it also, I don't want to point it directly at the camera, so I'll point it this way so you guys can hopefully see. It also changes to warm to cool very easily, very quickly, as well as having a dimmer setting right there, a button on the back that you can press so that you can see how much battery you have, and then of course an on and off button. And it does of course have this magnetic little filter for the lights, and it does come with a few colored colored gel filters for the lights as well, so you can have red, green, blue, yellow, orange. I believe that's about it for this one. The next one I do have is this little other cube light. It is I don't even know what brand it is. I don't even think the brand is on the back. Even if it is, it's very hard to pronounce. So it's not the best one, I'll be honest, but it gets the job done. The only thing is it does run out of battery very, very quickly. It does not have the same cool feature as this cube where it goes from hot to cool. It only does, you can only control the brightness. The only way you can change the temperature would be to insert the orange or the yellow gel filter that it comes with, because this one also does come with a few gel filters, so you can change the color. Next up are my main sources of light. So basically, let me break it down real quick. So this is the light that I basically use to lighten and expose the figure, the main figure. I want that to be the main focus of the picture. That needs to be the clearest. There needs to be a light specifically on it. And like I said, I can change this from cool to warm depending on the type of the situation and the diorama and what kind of picture I'm taking. So that's why I use this to really focus in on the face and whatnot. But I'm really going to be looking into getting another one of these, but not so much like this, but more of a rectangle. I'll link that down below in my Amazon affiliates, as well as everything you see here will be linked down below in my Amazon affiliates if it's applicable, and if they have it on Amazon. And I've gotten all my lighting off of Amazon, so all these will be linked down below. But I do want to get another one that is more of a rectangle and put it as this light, because this light I use as a backlight to light the behind the figure and whatnot, so that way when I use another thing that I have here that I'll show you in a bit, you can see it and it brings it out and it looks really good. I experimented the other day using this light with a warmer tone as the backlight when I did my Mezco Joker, their Gotham by Gaslight Joker pictures and whatnot, and I really like the way it turned out. But I also like the fact that I can use this to, change the color and the warmth on the face of a figure. So that's why I do want to get the same brand of Unanzi, but it's more of a rectangle, and I feel like that will help backlight a little better as well, giving that a little more surface area, more light. And like I said, with the warm tone, it'll look really good. I don't know exactly when I'll get it, but I'll keep you guys in mind. But if you guys want to get it before me, it will be linked down in my Amazon affiliates below. So next up is going to be my main source of light. So we have 2 lights here that actually came in a pack. So you get 2 lights for the price of 1. As you can see, one is on a high stand and one is on a low stand. They both come with both high stands, but they're removable so that you can have them either low or high. And I like to have one low and one high, as you know, the upper, basically as like sunlight or moonlight, whatnot, because you basically get that from one angle. So I'll use this taller one as that light, and then I'll use this one as a brighter low light, to bring down shadows on the bottom and whatnot. So yeah, that's really cool. Now both of these are battery powered, so you have to charge them. Whoops. So I'll just show you real quick. As you can see, it is touch. It's just touch. You just slide your finger up and it brightens it up, or it does that to dim it down. Press and hold and it turns it off. So both of these are rechargeable, so you just have to recharge them up. However, these ones do have to be plugged into a power source, but that doesn't mean they have to be plugged into a wall. What I did is I went ahead and went on Amazon and I found a phone charger bank, and it has the USB plugs, and so you just plug the USB into it and voila, it turns on. So as you can see, you just need a simple power bank, which is really cool because then you can take them anywhere and you always have a power source and whatnot. Once again, this will be linked down below. Actually, it won't be the exact same one that I have because I couldn't find it, but it will be a good one that you can actually see the percentage of battery that you have, which is a lot better than mine because mine only has the 4 dots right here, or now it's 3 because I've been using it. So I don't know exactly where it's at. And sometimes they'll have 2 dots and all of a sudden my lights will die. So I linked a better one down below so that ways you guys can use it if you want. So that is all when it comes to lighting for me. 4 lights is plenty. Basically, 1 light is good enough if you just aim it directly at the figure and know how to play around with shadows and whatnot, moving it around. But as you get into toy photography, you will accumulate more and more lights, only because they're so useful and so awesome to use in your photography. So next up that I want to talk about is getting a phone stand or a camera stand. It could be a simple one like this. It could be a more sophisticated one. I personally only use this when I'm filming videos or I'm doing the time lapse, but when I take pictures, I tend to just freehand it because I like to get real close into different really unique angles that this stand doesn't allow. There are stands out there that allow for it, but I prefer a more freer experience in my opinion, and I just use caps, spray can or atmosphere aerosol can caps. I stack them and I'll put the phone on there to stabilize it, and I'll get my weird angle and whatnot, and that's how I do that. But I do recommend you still invest in a camera stand so that way you can use it if you want, because a lot of people tend to just take landscape photos like this and they look really good, but you have to have it stabilized and in a great position, a straight position, and make sure it's not going to be shaking and whatnot. So yeah. So that is all when it comes to basically accessories. In terms of camera, I personally use my iPhone. I believe it's an iPhone 12 or 10X. I don't know. I don't really know. It's the one that came out in green. So that's the one I use for my toy photography and my videos. That's why I can't show you it right now because I'm actually using it obviously to film this video. So we'll go ahead and continue on to basically how I set the stage. So basically when you get certain toys that come with accessories, or even certain things come with accessory packs, or just regular accessory packs are sold on their own, you use those pieces to kind of dress the area. So as you can see, these are more Star Wars based accessories, and as you can see right here, I have a space diorama, so I will use these with the space diorama and throw them all around, and just throw some clutter, make it look a little more lived in and whatnot. For the street scene diorama, you can go to the Dollar Tree and they probably have these slime barrels there, and all you have to do, it's not that easy because it's just really sticky stuff, but they have a sticker on here obviously that says slime and kids and advertising what brand it is and whatnot. You just gotta go ahead and peel that off. I went ahead and used adhesive remover and it was still really hard, but as you can see, it does come fully off if you put a little elbow grease into it and whatnot. And there you go. You have a 1/12 scale barrel for $1. They also have both green like a clear with green ooze in here, and also just an all black one. I have two of each, especially with Ninja Turtles. That looks really cool because it looks like, it's the mutagen ooze that they got mutated from. So that's one of the reasons why I got that. And actually, guys, you can find a lot of stuff for toy photography in the Dollar Tree. We're actually going to revisit that idea later on when we're talking about the diorama, so stay tuned for that. So talking about the street scene diorama right here, this Mezco Gomez did come with some pigeons, so I definitely will be using them to, dress this, street scene diorama stage right here, so it looks a little more real and livable. And obviously the hazard waste bearer will be used in this diorama as well. You can even use it in the space diorama if you think about it, because it fits in both, but I tend to use it more for this one. I do have a little pizza box right here for my figures, with a little pizza in there, so you could throw that on there or throw it in the street and whatnot, and make it, like I said, look a little more lived in, a little more realistic. It's sometimes it's those little details that make it look 10 times better than you just standing the figure there and it just being all alone. Seeing things that you would normally see on the floor and around a figure that you would see in real life really brings that photo to life, in my opinion. And that's what I personally like, and what draws my eye when I'm looking through toy photography pics on Instagram, is those photos that just really look like they took the time to bring life into the toys. They look like actual people living in the real world. So that's really great if you can pull it off right. I'm still working at it, don't get me wrong. I am not the best toy photographer by any means. I am at best an average, not even an intermediate. I can't even use Photoshop to get rid of stands and whatnot. I always use the trick of hiding the stands. In fact, that's the one thing I forgot to bring here, are stands. So one last thing, we do have this stack of pizza boxes that I just got with the brand new Neca April O'Neil figures. So that's a really cool piece that I'm going to definitely be adding to this street scene diorama. So talking about stands, if you follow the Macfarlane line, any of them really, they all come with little stands, and you can definitely use that for your toy photography if you just need them to stand and you're not going to be shooting them from the feet up, or just any type of feet, or hiding it somehow, as well as the Mezco stands. The Mezco stands are really great, and you can definitely do some tricky work to make them hide and stuff. I'll try to remember while I'm editing to put in some pics of where I hit the stand, and one where I hit the stand but you could probably still see it, and I'll point it out when it's there. Actually, if I'm editing, I'll try to remember. It's going to be right now that I'm talking about it, looking to the left, and I'll point it out. You can see Batman's right here, and I believe he's chasing either the Joker or Beaker from the Muppets. I can't remember which picture it is, but you can actually see the stand right here. It's very hard to see. It's clear, but you can clearly see it once I point it out. So that's really one of the only times I've really fucked up, but other than that, I've done a pretty decent job of being able to hide the stand. So it's doable, but very hard and challenging, but I enjoy that challenge. So it is what it is. So you can use, like I said, the Mezco or the Macfarlane stands that come with it. No other figures really come with stands anymore, but those do come with stands, so I use those. So moving on, I do have one more thing that I use to set the atmosphere and the staging of my photos, and that is, of course, atmosphere aerosol. So this stuff is essentially haze or mist in a can, or fog, smoke, whatever you really need it to be in the photo. So what you do is you basically, a lot of people mess up when they first get this and use it, and I was definitely one of those people. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the how-to on how to use this effectively, so you don't waste your first can, because once you know how to use it, it's so much fun. And once you know how to use it and you realize you used up half the can the wrong way, you gotta go buy a new can and whatnot. So what you want to do is you want to shake it up before you get set to take the picture. I suggest doing a burst, because that way it captures a few photos with the atmosphere going through. And what you're going to do is, right when it says 1, you're just going to spray right when it's taking the picture. You don't want to do it before, you don't want to do it after, you want to do it right as it's taking the picture, so it catches that initial spritz of the atmosphere aerosol, and that's when it's strongest. Some tips to make it look really cool: spray behind the figure, so the figure itself is a very clear image, but behind it it's misty, hazy, and foggy. Another thing you can do is spray below, so spray under the leg. So instead of spraying up here, you're going to spray down here, so that it pops up down here instead of up here, as you can see. So behind the figure would be right here, but below would be right there. So as you can see, it does it's a little bit of a haze right there. So, but the best way to see it is initially when you spray it. So like I said, you want to do it right when the camera takes a picture. So that is essentially everything that I use to set up the image. So next up, we are gonna go ahead and talk about dioramas, guys. Now, me personally, I cannot make a diorama if my life depended on it. You know, I am not artistic in any way like that. I can't even draw stick figures. My stick figures come out so bad, it's ridiculous. So I have to go ahead and buy diorama pieces to use for my toy photography. This one right here is by Neca. It is their street scene diorama. It is going for $177 on Amazon. I don't know if you can find it on eBay or somewhere else for cheaper. It does tend to go in and out of stock for cheaper. You just got to keep an eye on it. I did pick this up for $112 when it was first released, I believe. Or you can go for a cheaper yet still great alternative with Extreme Sets right here. So the difference between Extreme Sets and Neca, actually, there's a lot of differences. So the two differences the reason I say an alternative that is still great is because the street scene dioramas, or I'm sorry, not the street scene, but the Extreme Set dioramas are not plastic like these. These are actually folded up cardboard. It's a very thick cardboard, so you don't have to worry about it. As you can see, I'm resting my arm on him, and they're not bending, they're not folding, they're holding up my weight because they're made of a very thick cardboard, and they're printed high resolution on all sides, so you can use any side that you want of the block or thing. We'll get into that in a bit, but sticking with the Neca street scene diorama right here, as you can see, it has 3 levels, so you can do a whole lot of stuff. The one thing that I do personally with my street scene diorama is go ahead and add some lights. Now, these lights can be actually found at the Dollar Tree right now because they are getting ready for Halloween, and they do tend to stay until Christmas, but they change to be like the clear, the white, the red, and the green, where right now they have these orange ones, which I didn't know at first that I bought orange ones. I thought I bought real clear white ones, but it turns out the orange ones actually work better on this street scene diorama, because when you're walking down a dingy street kind of like this, the lights there aren't brand new. You know, they're old, they're hazed up, they look orange, they don't look bright white. So it actually tended to work out. So let me go ahead and turn them on real quick so you guys can see. Alright guys, so here it is all lit up. As you can see, the fairy lights just fit in where the bricks should be, so it's perfect. I just used a little tape to tape them up on the top. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff that you can do with these dioramas. Even if you don't know how to do stuff, you can still add to them, make them look really cool. And as you can see through them, I did go ahead and put some backgrounds here. The one on the bottom here is the one that came with the Neca Toka and Razar. The one up here is the one that came with most of their 2-pack TMNT 1990s Turtles packs, which is just a dark sewer. So like I said, there's a lot you can do once you get these that doesn't require artistic ability. And like I said, these lights were very easy to install. No drilling, no nothing. Like I said, there's little bricks that go into here, and you just pop them out, and there's a hole where they slide in, and so you can basically just put the lights there and you just tape them up, and yeah, most of them fit in there very well. There's maybe 1 or 2 that don't, so that's why I'm saying you have to just make sure you tape them up pretty well and tape them up in certain areas, and they'll stay. But as you can see, once you do it, it looks very good, and it adds a lot of life to your toy photography, having this street light sort of look to your diorama, because like I said, it brings life to it. So continuing on, we are now going to go ahead and talk about the Extreme Sets diorama. I do not have too many. I only actually have 1, but I'm definitely going to be looking to buy more. I definitely want the Dojo one now, especially that I have the Gomez Clan of the Golden Dragon, as well as their sewer set for my Ninja Turtles. I'm really looking forward to getting those eventually. Hope to get them soon, but I had to get a space set because I was really tired of taking my Star Wars pics outside in the dirt and in the grass and everything to to look like another planet or whatnot, and I decided, why not look into getting a diorama. So I went ahead and found Extreme Sets, and I absolutely fell in love with this Sector 7 diorama. While most of these diorama companies will just send you like a background and everything, Extreme Sets goes above and beyond that. Like I said, it is cardboard, but it is a thick cardboard box that has HD printing all around. So super cool, as you can see. And it does have this little backing area right here that you can slide in or keep out, and it says Sector 7 right there. So you get 2 of these archways. That's the cool part, and that's what I love about Extreme Sets, guys, it's a 3D diorama. It's not like I said, like most of those that just give you background and side prints in the floor. They give you a floor and wall print or an all floor print or however you want to use it really. You can use some on the floor, you can use some as a back piece, or you can use it all on the floor. It's really up to you. But they also give you two archways, one small one like this and one larger, as well as whoops, I don't want this light to fall, so I'm going to go ahead and move it down here real quick. They of course give you 3 of these thick boxes. So like I said, 3D printed or HD printed all around, top and bottom, as well as every side, as well as a few accessory pieces like a medical bed, a holographic table, like a table where they can communicate their holograms and all that stuff. And so it offers you a lot of really great stuff. They vary in price. I believe this one cost about $78 from their website shipped, because it was one of their newer sets. If you look at some of their older sets, I think it does get a little cheaper. And if you look on Big Bad Toy Store, I think they're a little cheaper. It really depends on the sets and what you get, but most of them are really around the 50 to 70 range, I believe, depending on what you get, and plus shipping, taxes, and all that. But all of them do come with 3D accessories like this. So that's the great thing. So I highly recommend you guys checking out Extreme Sets. If the NECA Street Scene Diorama is definitely too expensive at $177. I would recommend you waiting until this drops to about $112, $120. It's not really worth $177 in my opinion, but that's your choice. But another great way to go is, of course, Extreme Sets, guys. I highly recommend Extreme Sets. Like I said, they have so many different variations. While NECA just has this street scene, they have multiple. Actually, they have another spaceship looking thing and an accessory set to their spaceship stuff. They have a building that looks really cool, which I'm really looking at getting possibly sometime. They have a liquor store. They have a ninja dojo. All sorts of really cool thing. Like I said, a sewer playset for Ninja Turtles. They have like animated bad guy headquarters. So all sorts of really cool stuff. So I highly recommend you check out Extreme Sets, guys. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but when I love a product, I will defend and back them up and say what I love about them and tell you why. Extreme Sets, they are a great a great alternative to somebody having to build their own diorama or having to spill a bunch of cash for a NECA street scene because now it's overpriced on the third-party market, or having to commission somebody to make a $200 foam piece. While those are great, don't get me wrong, I just personally wouldn't have the cash to spend for a 200 commission 1/12 scale piece, whereas this I had you can spend $78 versus $200 for this. So that's what I have to say about Extreme Sets, but I absolutely love it, and I absolutely love this NECA Street Scene diorama, and I use them for different things. I also have a new jungle diorama that I've actually set up on my own using the old 1980s, 90s Ewok playset from the Star Wars thing, as well as Yoda's hut, and a few pieces from newer Star Wars stuff. Like I got the Luke from, I believe, Episode 7, and he came with like a little display rock piece with a little grass, and I used that. And I got a little green felt to use as grass and stuff, and have a nice little jungle background and whatnot. So that's a nice little new diorama, but it is one that I personally built on my own and stuff, so I couldn't bring it here to show you guys, but I'm sure you guys will see it more and more in my pictures. As I'm talking about certain dioramas, I'm going to try to remember while I'm editing to put them next to me, so that way you guys can vision and see what I'm talking about exactly. So yeah, guys, besides that, I do have one more diorama box set that I just recently got, and if you watched last week's Toy News Toy Talk podcast, you probably know what it is. And if you saw my review on the Mezco Hazard Squad Gomez, you know what it is. And it is, of course, the Hazard Squad Gomez playset right here, which opens up. This was a Mezco fall Mezcon 2020 exclusive, so it is very hard to get. I was able to somehow get it for retail, but if you want one, it is going for about $250 on like the third-party markets, because like I said, it was a Mezcon fall 2020 exclusive, so they are no longer available. They're all sold out on the Mezco sites. But like I said before, there are deals to be had. Talk to the buyer or the seller and get your deals. Do not overpay for Mezcos. It's not worth it. There's definitely deals to be found out there. But like I said, so you can use dioramas from any source of stuff. This one is, of course, a hard cardboard as well. More of like a hard hardbook backing than just cardboard like this one. But once again, this wasn't a Mezco Con exclusive, so there's a little more money put into this than there was into that, obviously. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown, and before we get going, I did want to show you guys a few things about action figures. So I went ahead and pulled two guys right here. So the one thing that I learned very early on from posing action figures is you want to utilize every joint. Every articulation point is useful when you are posing a figure because that just adds so much more life to it, because in real life no one is so stiff that they're just standing there. So as you can see, a lot of his stuff is posed up. His ankles are posed up, his knees are bent, his thighs are slightly turned out, his waist is slightly turned that way, and his elbows are there, his arms are up, his head is tilted, even his hands are posed and everything, even his antlers I've posed. So, utilize every articulation point in your action figure to bring it to life. It's there for a reason, and nowadays every action figure has so much articulation that it's so easy to make them look real and relaxed. You just have to know how to do it. And like I said, it basically comes down to utilizing every articulation point, no matter how minor it is, because nobody actually is super stiff in real life. Everybody always has like a slight bend to something, a slight curve. So utilize those articulation points, guys. So that's basically it when it comes to toy photography, guys. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what I have, what I use, a few tips that I've learned along the way. Like I said, I am by no means a great or advanced or awesome toy photographer. I am mainly an average one that just does it because I absolutely love it. I absolutely love toy photography. There's there's other stuff that I'd rather do. I like weightlifting and stuff, but in terms of hobbies, this is definitely one of my favorite hobbies. Weightlifting was a hobby, but now it's turning into a career. So this is definitely a hobby that I love to turn to when I'm in stress situations or I'm just wanting to relax. And I can always just find fun and great positiveness out of toy photography because you can literally do whatever you want. There's no rules. Even though I'm telling you guys use this, use that, and whatnot, you guys don't have to listen to a single fucking thing I said and do it however you want. I see people out there that just pose their figure in the grass, take a picture and post it on Instagram and get hundreds of likes. And sometimes I pose them up. You see all the stuff I have and I'll get maybe 20 likes. So it's really up to you and, whatever it is. I just personally love putting all this attention to detail in my toy photography, and I hope to get better eventually. And I've gotten better since I started almost about a year and a half ago or so. So to me, as long as I see progress within my own work, and as long as you see progress within your own work, as long as you're happy within your own work, that's all that matters, guys. And it's toy photography. Have fun with it. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this second half of the weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast, and I hope to see you guys next week. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the CoolFigurez Toy News Toy Talk podcast. If you did enjoy it, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow, and it lets me know you guys are enjoying it and to keep making them for you. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. And once again, I just want to say thank you so much to the channel sponsor, VRare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, and Pokemon card needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off. As always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.